one. So yeah, did you know every one of your memories aren't actually the memory? They're actually just the last time you remembered it.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
So if your last memory of something gets altered, then the whole memory's altered.
Mm.
Think about how deep and powerful that is. The level of, and now, if you can start controlling what people can see, then it changes what their memories were of the past. Even though they know what they've seen, the moment they've seen a video of something saying this is what happened, that's the way they start remembering it.
Mandela effect.
Yeah. And they proved it with September 11th, where kids that weren't even born were like, yeah, this is what happened on that day. This is where I was. So it's a bit of a mad thing. But anyway,
still
let me start this episode how I was going to start this episode. So welcome to the game. Those that attend, those are watching back on YouTube. Now, I'm going to go into this Tesla earnings report. I'm not going to go into it too deep because what I really want to focus on this episode is just having a conversation about psychology and the game.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I've noticed, and I've been in this investing game now for 5 years, the trading game for almost 7, on and off the trading, but the long-term investing 5 years. And I got into it because I read Warren Buffett's book. I read his journals. I read all of his shareholder meetings, letters, and I just went on a mad binge on this guy because I was like, yo, this guy's the richest guy in the world from investing. Like, how has he done this? Like, what he's done is accessible to me and is accessible to everyone. I don't need a rich family. I don't need anything. I can just, if he's got to 140 billion in 40 years, I can get to 1 billion in 20 years if I've got him as my mentor and I've got his mistakes to learn from. So that's where I was like, okay, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to study this guy. Now, one of the things in some things that he's mentioned before is that the reason not everybody makes it as an investor is because of the battle with yourself. And you start realizing after about 5 years, after about 10 years in this long-term investing game, that most of the people that you start the journey with, or you know, oh, this person started investing around the same time as me. 5 years down the line, a lot of them won't be there. And you're like, I don't understand. All they've got to do is put money in something and leave it. And it's because of people's battles with themselves. It's because a lot of us come from backgrounds where we're trained to believe that we aren't worthy of being millionaires, of being financially free, of being multi-billionaires. We've been trained so hard into believing that money is bad, that if you're a rich billionaire, that you're evil, if you're this, that our minds, the moment anything starts working for us, we self-sabotage and self-destruct and start destroying what we're doing. Trading, when you do trading, helps you to see that in a quicker time frame. But the other side of that is just self-belief. Like, unless you are constantly tapped in to a community like this, the moment you drop off and you start getting into something else, your belief in your investments changes. Why? Because you now aren't checking in with what you're investing in to go, is this actually still the lick? So let's say, for example, Tesla. If you invested in Tesla 2 years ago and you saw that, oh yeah, they got the Cybertruck coming out, you're like, oh yeah, they got the Cybertruck coming out. If 2 years later you've not checked in with this company, but the Cybertruck still hasn't come out, you're like, oh, this company's dead. But in that 2 years, the company's got close to self-driving cars. The company's got a self-driving truck and got big orders from Pepsi. The company's got a humanoid robot coming out. The company's got more self-driving data than anyone, and they're going to start selling the self-driving data to people. The company's making more money from solar energy than it ever was before. But because you've not checked in, your doubt is now higher because you're like, it's not done what it said it was going to do. But what it said it was going to do is what it said it was going to do 2 years ago. Who is doing what they said they were going to do 2 years ago? Is the world what it was 2 years ago? No. And this is what happens. Investors we kind of stop playing the game. We stop going, okay, cool. What I'm investing in, let me just check it and let's see what their plan is now. Let me see where they're trying to go to. Let me see what their health is. Same things happening in crypto. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, crypto's fallen off, crypto's dead. Bro, the institutional moves that are happening out here are wild, bro. You've got man like Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, casually going, I'm trying to tokenize everything. This is one of our biggest points of interest is tokenization. And people are like, yeah, crypto's dead. Are you mad? Are you actually mad? People are trying to tell me the NFT market is dead and is finished. And I'm like, bro, have you seen the amount of updates to the amount of different types of NFTs that are now available? Have you seen that Nike made 10 million profit clean from NFTs? Are people like, and again, do you get what I mean? People don't check in for the facts. And because they don't check in for the facts every now and again, they lose faith and confidence in what you're investing in. Because the world's changing and all you're looking at is the number. And a lot of people don't look at the company. They're constantly just looking at the number. They're not going to themselves, okay, hang on a minute. I've invested in this thing. Let me look at how this company is doing now. Let me see what the company's updates are. Have they opened up a new factory? Have they improved their profit margins? They're not looking at that. They're looking, you know what? I got in at this thing at 400. It's now at 300. Bro, you shouldn't care if the price is at 300 if they've opened up 2 new factories and their profit margins have increased by 50%. That means you got a bargain. That means the thing's massively on sale. But too many people get caught up in looking at the price. When the price isn't what you're in it for, you're in it to invest in what something's going to do in the future. That is the whole point of investing. And that's why, and it's not just new people. I'm seeing big analysts, big on CNBC, big on sources that I hold dear to me, saying things about Tesla, going, oh yeah, you know what? Tesla's about investment. I don't know what Cathie Woods is thinking. I don't know why she's thinking that Tesla's going to go to $2,000 in 2027. And I'm like, bruv, have you not seen Tesla just go through 2 stock splits in the space of 3 years? Bruv, like she's not been wrong so far, ever. And people are slating this company and they're slating Cathie and ARK Invest, but they're not reading the ARK Invest papers. They're just coming out going, yo, this woman's crazy. Where's she coming out with these valuations? Maybe she's got facts and data and she's checking in with the companies and checking in with the CEOs and going, yo, wagwan. From my projections, this, and this, and this. Do you really think if Cathie Woods is one of the biggest investors in Tesla, yeah, you really think she's not talking to Elon? You really think that? Yo, people are mad, you know? Like, they think that these people don't talk. you think if you think Elon isn't talking to his top 10 biggest investors in Tesla, of course he is. He's got to tell them the secret sauce. He's got to tell them the NDAs. We're doing that on the investing side, on the little small companies, and we've got to sign NDAs, and we're finding out mad stuff and mad sauce. So these big boys, yo, the things she must. How are you going to tell someone that's the biggest investor in Tesla that's got a direct link to Elon that they're crazy about their projection on what the company's going to do? You not think that maybe she's got more information than you because she's direct to the source and you're just from the outside? But again, innit, people just don't check in. They don't understand the fundamentals of the game. And the fundamentals of the game are the fundamentals. That's why it's mad. It's a paradox. people ain't trying to do the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are basics. If your friend comes to you with a company and says, would you invest in it? And you put money into it, are you not going to check how it's doing every year, every quarter? Of course you are. So if you put your money into a company, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, whatever, are you not going to check what it's doing? You telling me you're going to put money, you're going to try and become millionaire, billionaire from investing, yeah? Put a couple of grand in a company and not check what it's doing after 2 years. Bro, you deserve to lose money. I know people hate it when I say that. I know it's controversial, but you wouldn't do that with a friend. So why are you doing that with a company that's not your friend? You know what I mean? Like, you got to check this shit because you would not give your money to your friend willy-nilly. I know for a fact there is nobody watching this right now that would give 5 to 10 bags to a friend and not check in every now and then again and go, yo, what's going on? What's going on? Yo, I lent you that 10K. What's going on with the company? You'd be on them. But when it comes to investing, people are just happy to just put the 5, 10 bags in and just look at it from a distance and just look at the number and just look at the chart going, oh, it's gone down. What do you mean it's gone down? What are the updates with the company? That's what you need to be knowing because you're investing in a company. It's mad. People just aren't getting the basics. Investing is in putting your money into a company so that company can do better and do the things that it's saying that it wants to do in the future and that it's trying to do in the future. And then when it does those things in the future, now your investment is worth more. But people are just completely forgetting this basic. And they're just completely distracted by the number and the news and the press and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And guys, the numbers and the press are there all the time. And we've shown you before. The numbers and the noise are there to distract you. They're designed perfectly to distract you. And I'm telling you right now, with some of this AI stuff that's out there, it's going to distract you 10 times harder. You're going to see absolute steals where your logic is going to be like, well, that's obvious. And I've given some of them ones already, like NVIDIA. Bro, NVIDIA is in bed with Unreal Engine. Everything's made on Unreal Engine. NVIDIA is in bed with Adobe. NVIDIA is in bed with OpenAI. NVIDIA is in bed with Microsoft. Yeah? So what? You think any of this AI stuff is going to happen without them? You think they're not important to the entire ecosystem? NVIDIA is one of the keys for Bitcoin mining. They make whole ASIC miners for whole warehouses for Bitcoin mining.
Yeah.
And all this is out there, but you know what people are going to look at? The NVIDIA price is going to drop if there's a big crash, and people are going to go, oh, no, but it's a bad price now. What do you mean it's a bad price now?
It's because they want to buy it when it's shooting up.
Yeah. What do you mean you want to buy it when it's shooting up? Back to the fundamentals. Ask yourself the questions. Has the company got new partnerships? Has the company got more revenue? Has the company made more profit? Or if not, are they at least increasing their margins? Basics of business. Let's say, for example, I come to you with a business and I say to you, yo, I got this new business outside of blockchain Sensei. Yeah. It's not increased its revenue. It's not got improving its margins, and it's not making any profit, and the profit's not improving. Are you interested? But guess what? The price of it's now more than it was last year. I was getting $100 a share for my company, but now people are willing to pay $500 a share. But guess what? The company's not improved. Guess what most people are going to do? They're going to invest. Because they're looking at the number, not looking at the bloody company.
Yeah.
And that's the first bit that I want to drum home, because a lot of people just falling off this investing game differently, like as if it's a 2-year thing. And I've been investing for 3 years in a recession. We've had two of the worst global economic recessions and situations, because we're still in one right now, even though they've not announced it's a recession. We've been saying it's a recession since bloody last January. But yeah, it's since 1930, since the Great Depression, it's not been this bad. So, like, yeah, man. Just thought I'd just
Yeah, no, just to add to that as well, this is the game. This is the real game that you don't get to hear normally. The mindset is one of the most key areas to this whole thing, because without that, then all operations that you're doing are gonna start failing. Everything's not gonna align as it should do, and especially when it comes to trading as well, you have to really stay extremely consistent, and also you have to also remain a very, very disciplined. But when it comes to long-term investing, which is not the day-to-day trading, yeah, the fundamentals are extremely important, but also yeah, just the understanding of the goal and the vision. Like, you need to have the vision and the goal actually planned out in a plan that's longer than 5 years, longer than 10 years. Like, the longer the better. The long-term plan and the full scope is something to work towards. If you ain't got that, then what are you doing it for? If you ain't got a reason why, what's the point?
Yep, 100%. And I think that's the key thing, is a lot of people have got long-term investments of why they want to become rich and whatever, but it's just a money thing. They haven't got an actual reason why. They haven't planned out, okay, cool, your investment portfolio gets to 100K, gets to $1 million. What are you doing with it?
Yeah,
Plan
exactly.
that. If you haven't planned that out, you ain't going to get there. The universe ain't going to give it, yeah? Because the universe is like, bro, what are you going to do? Just carry on doing what you're doing now. What's it for? What are you doing it for? My thoughts on AMD, great company, was one of my big investments 2020 run. But nah, they're just, from now on, I'm only investing in the number one players. I'm not investing in number twos that are trying to become the number ones. And the gap between Nvidia and AMD is just disgusting. Like, just disgusting. Like, what these guys are just sitting on is just, it's horror. It's just straight horror. In fact, let me start off with that. Let me just get you, man, to deep. I don't know if anyone's seen this yet, but I played a trailer of something called nerfing. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to go into the nerfing. If people want to know how this trailer is made, is nerfing too deep, Keish?
Sorry?
Is nerfing too deep, or should I just show the on record trailer?
Nothing is just too deep, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just show the on record trailer. I'm gonna put the link in the chat as well.
You're talking about the Unreal Engine?
Yeah. This is Unreal Engine 5, and this is using a technique called nerfing. Nerfing, ray tracing, and another one called lumens. So it's basically,
it's not sharing right now.
It's basically like AI rendering of graphic processing. But I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can now.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this is a game.
So yeah, I don't think there's volume in this one, but as you can see, extremely high quality. Imagine this in VR. But yeah, this is something that I've seen go viral as well within the space. But it's all just Unreal Engine. And Michael obviously explained the further techniques within Unreal Engine before they put it in it. But yeah, they've made a really, really high quality scene that is difficult to differentiate from real life. It looks like a GoPro video of someone doing BB.
This is
Yep.
actual gameplay.
That's actual gameplay.
Ah, it's finished. It's-
But then, I don't know, not to get too deep as well, but when you actually look at the Unreal Engine new update and what it's capable of, it's ridiculous, bro. Like it's redonkulous.
Yeah.
Making ripples in the whole industry and the whole space.
And this is why I'm saying AMD ain't got smoke on Nvidia, bro. We got nothing.
We didn't even mention Nvidia and BMW.
Let me just play this again
are
for
gonna
my guy
collab.
that just joined. I'll just play another 30 seconds of it. We're just discussing the new Unreal Engine and why Nvidia is the beast. And then I'm going to show you a little technique how you can tell, like, that it's oh no, it's not even trying to let me. The Matrix don't want it to happen. You don't want me to show you.
Well, the floor is quite low poly compared to the other scenery.
Yeah, so the way that you can tell, and I think you should know this, I think everyone should know how to tell when something is like this. One of the biggest giveaways is reflections. Reflections when light bounces, but without the person there. So basically, if I stand behind a pillar, the reflection should still be there on something, because the reflection has not disappeared. What ends up happening is ray tracing is designed from the point of view of the person. So the way that the AI figures it out is, oh, well, the person's not looking at the car. So why does there need to be a reflection on the car? Do you go, I mean, does that make sense? It's a bit long, a bit complicated, but NVIDIA's using this. Now, why have I shown this? Because Elon has just bought hella amounts of NVIDIA graphics cards. Why? Because what has he got at the moment? He's got a self-driving car system that he's been training on visual systems. Now, if you can use visual systems this good to process information, and by the way, this has been processed and made off phone capture. People aren't deep in how good their phones actually are. Most people's phones can shoot in 8K right now. So, yeah. So let's get into the Tesla earnings report. So the basics. If you're investing in a company, you should know how to get up their earnings report. That's like investing in a house and not knowing where your council tax bill is. You're going to get wrecked. That's like investing in a house and not knowing how to pay your gas and electric. It's a bit silly. Don't do that. So all you do is type in the name of the company and you type in earnings report. Yeah, like that. That's one way of doing it. But the way that I like to do it is I'd like to go directly to the company and you type in investors relations. Yeah. And you click here, boom. And it takes you to the investor relations. Now, we're going to go over a little bit of this, but the main thing that I want to go over in today's one, that people aren't deep in, what is actually Elon's secret weapon. Elon's secret weapon is his ability to build teams. Because what you got really deep with all of these companies, it's never the CEO building the company. It's the team around them. It's who's their chief financial marketing officer. It's who's their chief marketing officer, who's their chief financial officer, who's their head of research, who's their whatever, and what companies have they come from. By looking at that, you can tell if a company's going to go on and do smoke or if they're not going to do smoke. Does that make sense? Because it's exactly like football. If you transfer the right players from the right teams, boom, you're going to go do a madness. And the best example of this is Netflix board. When you look at this board, you look at the people that have got on this board, where they got them from, and what they got them doing.
Yeah, I think the key thing behind that is also synergy. Like you can have a star team, but if there's no synergy, it's not going to work out as well.
Yep. So, Netflix chief content officer, yeah, head of global TV. Not only does she speak English, she speaks multiple languages, and she's sourcing from Europe, Middle East, Turkey, Africa, India, Asia, Latin America. And she's behind shows such as La Casa, The Witcher, Sacred Games, Squid Games, Blood and Water, Sinatona. You think she's doing well? I think so. Now, why is this a big play, having a chief content officer that can speak multiple languages? If you've got a chief content officer in 2020 that can't speak, in 2023, that can only speak English and can't speak Spanish, are you really out here and can't speak Arabic? You're not really out here. Do we think Disney's chief content officer can speak Arabic and Spanish? Nope. Then we go to engineering, Deborah Black. Oh, look at this. Deborah Black served as vice president e-commerce services at Amazon. Deborah is a former corporate vice president at Microsoft. You started to see the clues. Yeah. Head of partnerships. Where was she before? Oh yeah, Google, director of partnerships for YouTube. So if you go from director of partnerships at YouTube to Netflix in 2017, what am I expecting to happen with Google, with YouTube? I'm expecting the partnerships to go down, and I'm expecting the partnerships for Netflix to go up. What have we seen start happening? Netflix partnerships started to bang. Netflix got their merch in Primark. I'm seeing people wearing Squid Games clothes everywhere. That's a sick strategic partnership. See what I mean? These are the kind of moves that you're looking for. So if we're expecting Netflix to bang it out in gaming and in NFTs, let's look at their consumer product innovation. Where were they before? Product leadership roles at Google Play and YouTube. Several tech startups, as well as PepsiCo and Adobe.
Shit.
Do you think they're going the right way?
Yeah.
Does this look like an all-star team?
Yeah.
Yeah, these like in comparison. So now let's go look at Tesla directors. And I'm telling you right now, you ain't gonna get there's probably big shout out to the Comic Cousins. They're probably the only people that reminded me to do this. We used to do this with people, but then we stopped. So these are the real people running Tesla. It's not any of the people, it's not Elon, it's these three people.
Yeah.
But they will never get the credit, they will never get the spotlight, but it's these three, the leadership team, that are running it. Then the committee. So let's look at Zachary. Zachary is Master of Coin, is our Chief Financial Officer. Previously, he's been there from 2010 to 2011. Holds degrees in economics and mechanical engineering. Oh, they're not saying too much on him. Andrew, Senior Vice President, Powertrain and Energy Engineering since 2019. Electrical engineering. Oh, you know what? He's not really saying too tough on these.
They're not trying to let go of their team like that, man. You know what? One thing about Tesla, when they hire people, it's like a secret, bro. It's like,
bro, that's because that's his gem. That's because
it's
his gem.
military, bro.
He's not trying to let you know who these people are.
Even the people when they are working for him, they don't even want to let people know, bro. They let people know after, if they leave.
This guy is so secretive about his team. If you just saw the way that Netflix did it, compared to the way that these
There's
guys are
not
just
even
like
a
putting their
picture.
people out
It's just
there.
a name. There's not even a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you can't even get the names. Yeah, there's not even pictures of them
That's crazy.
because these are the people actually making it happen.
Okay, he's got a bit more.
You can find. I found Zachary on fucking LinkedIn though.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
you
link
probably
him
can.
then. Yeah,
You can probably just add him easy because nobody knows that they exist.
Yeah, he comes from Microsoft, financial analyst, intern at Microsoft,
Swear.
program manager
There
at
you go.
Microsoft as well. Intern.
Well, there we go. And how's Microsoft done financially?
They're not too bad, are they? They're not bad, are they?
They're not too
They're
bad.
all right.
Not too bad. Okay, so you got Zachary. Find Andrew Baglino.
That's his name, Andrew.
Baglino.
Bag
Baglino.
Baglino.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. That blue car kind of looks like a Porsche. It's kind of sus.
This one. Model E.
Yeah.
Okay. Drew Baglino. Oh, what's this? Research associate. That's the company. This man's been with Tesla for hold on.
It's on his LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay, whilst you're doing that one, I'm gonna try and find my guy, the next guy. Pomzu.
Huh. I think
Got
that a
any
lot of
info
the
on his LinkedIn?
yeah, I mean, like what's this Model S? Model S. He's a designer.
Okay.
Battery, technical lead, battery, electronics and firmware engineering for Tesla. It's like before Tesla, like he was just a research associate. Well, not just a research associate, but yeah, he's heavy in transportation modeling, investing in cost benefit of transit and roadway improvements. That's what he did before Tesla. But he's
Okay.
behind the Roadster. He did the firmware and electrical engineering on the Roadster, technical lead on the Model S and X and firmware. He's the Model S powertrain architect, principal system designer, engineer, director, powertrain systems architect, modeling and controls, director of engineering for Tesla Energy. Then he did VP of technology, and now he's the SVP of powertrain and energy engineering. This man's been with Tesla for 17 years.
Wow. Peace. Yeah, Elon's not trying to let him go.
He's going strong.
He's not trying to let him go.
He sounds like he makes the heartbeat. It sounds like he's the proper in-depth designer. Incredible, man. But yeah, like this is the
let's
stuff
just
that
quickly. Yeah, this is the kind of moves that is hopefully everything I'm saying is piecing together and making sense. In terms of these are the things that people ain't looking at.
Yeah.
And one good signing in your C-suite can change your whole business.
Yeah.
One. Let's say, for example, Netflix, yeah, them getting her as the chief content officer could change the whole business. That's it. That's like Newcastle signing Neymar. It's going to change the whole business. Every other player is going to want to come and play because Neymar's there. Every brand's going to want to do licensing deals because Neymar's there. So even if your stock price is going down, if you've made the right moves and the right signings, don't matter about your price.
Yeah.
But people are busy looking at the price, but they're not looking at what's happening with the company, how they got good players. And then when we look at these, obviously this is in a little bit more detail. You don't have to look here, but the key numbers that you're looking for are on the right-hand side. Now, on the right-hand side, it says YOY. This basically means year on year. So this basically means now in comparison to last year, this time last year. So total, are Tesla's revenues up? This is the first thing we want to know. If the company's not up on revenues from last year, that's our first red flag. But they're actually up 18% in the middle of one of the worst recessions ever in history. So what we got to ask is, in comparison, if people want to compare it to other car companies, are other car companies up in revenue? No, they're not. How do we know this? Because it was in the ARK Invest report. The ARK Invest report, I don't know if anyone remembers, showed us that the other car companies are all negative in their revenues right now. But is anybody complaining about the Ford stock price? No. Do you see that on the news, on the press? No.
Nope.
Do you see anyone complaining about the Ferrari stock price?
No.
Nope. Are their revenues up? Nope. Get what I mean? People just not looking at the right things. Next, energy storage and generation up 148%. Are you absolutely dumb? Are you skunked? What do you mean you're up 148% in this kind of economic climate? Like, you shouldn't be up 100%, let alone 148% in anything. But again, people not trying to look at those kind of things. Next, obviously, total revenues up 24%. Now, obviously, a couple of things are down. So the gross profit is down 17%. Their operating margin and income from operations is also down. And their EPS is down as well. But this is when we do our reading, we find out why. But people ain't trying to do that. They're not trying to go. They're just trying to see, oh, yeah, all these numbers are down. The company's dead. Instead of trying to go and find out, if you're a boy, you lent them money, and then you saw that some of these things were down, you're going to be like, yo, what, Guan? Are you not going to say that? You're going to say that, innit? You're going to be like, yo, I gave you this money. What, Guan? Why is this down? And then he's going to tell you. But people ain't trying to do that. So here's why it changed. They literally put it in minuses right there for you. So one thing that affected them was foreign exchange.
Oh, shit.
Did foreign exchange affect every company on the planet?
Yeah.
Yes. So why are people being more harsh to Tesla than to other companies? Don't make no sense.
They don't want them investing in Tesla.
There we go then. Next, other negative, higher raw material, commodity, logistics, and warranty costs. Is that a fair reason to be down right now? Is that a fair reason? That's more than a fair reason. Is every other company in the world suffering because of inflation on the cost of all their goods and materials? Yeah. Even Tesco. I don't see anyone complaining about Tesco. I don't see anyone complaining about Walmart. Don't see anyone complaining about Nike or any of the other companies where that's hit them. But, you know, then the cost of the production of the ramp of the new battery cell. But again, people ain't trying to look at that. Now, here we go. The production of the cars up. The only thing that's down is the deliveries, but they still made the cars. Storage deployed. Now, this is the madness. What do you mean you're up on energy storage deployed by 360%? Now, looking at these fundamentals and looking at these actual numbers, yeah, global vehicle inventory based in comparison to last year, up 400%. Are you absolutely dumb?
Wait, what does that mean? Like the global, so that mean they produce more cars?
That's the total amount of cars that they've got to sell is up 400%.
That's a bit mad. Oh, from free to 50. Okay, I hear that.
Yeah. So that's how many days supply they've got. So it's mad. And then this is the bit that nobody's ever looking at, and we go over this every time, is all of their factories have never been producing at 100% ever in the history of Tesla. The most factories they've ever had producing at 100% was 2. So you can see here, it's only the California factory that's producing all the cars. The Shanghai is only producing two of the types of cars. Berlin and Texas are only producing Model Y. What happens when these three factories are producing all four of the types of cars? What then? Plus the Tesla Semi, which has now been rolled out, which is the truck. But here's the key bit that they put in the earnings report that nobody has fucking talked about, and I have to swear because it's pissed me off. How will my man put Robo-Taxi and others in the earnings report and nobody's talking about it? Are you mad? No, is that news anywhere?
Nah, that's a bit crazy.
In development, man has just casually put it out there.
Yo, what is others though? Like now I'm curious. Like what's others? Like the cyber bike or whatever.
The others, yeah, that would be the bike and the Android robot.
They're moving mad right now.
Bro, they are moving absolutely insane.
Jesus.
Absolutely insane. Now, here's all the modes for what they're doing. Obviously, they've got their Spotify partnership now as well. Now they've got 4G data coming from the car as well. Yo, so here's the most important bit in relation to the taxi. Our growing fleet of full self-driving beta users has exponential impact on the total full self-driving beta miles driven. Over 150 million miles to date and counting. This level of data collection is unprecedented in the industry. And as we know from the Arkin report, they have almost 50 times more self-driving data than any other car company on the planet. Can they sell this self-driving car data to Volkswagen, to Ford? Yes. So guess where they're going to make their money? Because what they're going to do is they're basically like the Apple Store. They are the App Store, but for cars. So every car in the world, however many cars there is, can just download their self-driving technology. It's not about how many cars they're selling. It's about how many cars they can sell to. Hope people get that. That's the play. People are concentrating on them. They don't care. It's a software company. What's Microsoft? Software company.
Tesla's the plug.
The plug. The ultimate distro. Because if you don't take their software from them, guess what happens? Your company's dead. So yeah, that's that anyway. But yeah, just thought I'd go through that on that one because people just aren't really clocking what's going on in here. Now, in terms of revenue, let's look at the revenue that Tesla made. So we can see total revenues was what? 23 billion, yeah? So let's see what the revenue of Uber was. Because if Tesla is going to become a self-driving taxi company, Uber revenue, let's add 10% of that. So 8.6 billion. So 2 billion. Oh, that's 2022. Okay, they got their first earnings then. Yeah, let me just Uber revenue 2023. Expected 31 billion.
Jeez.
So Tesla's current revenue.
Fuck me. Let's choose my language. Well, what? You froze. I think you froze.
Search my dog.
Oh, you're back. You're back. You're back.
Okay, there we go. So Tesla's revenue 81 billion, like we said. So if they even come anywhere near Uber, that's an extra 5-10 billion that they can put on top of that. Plus selling the software. So let's check how many cars are in the world. How many cars are there in the world? 1.446 billion. Now, let's think about it this way. Do we think they're going to sell this car data on a yearly subscription or a monthly subscription?
Or monthly, maybe both.
Do we think it's going to cost the same price as a phone bill, or do we think it's going to cost a couple of $100 a month?
Oh, shit. It depends, I guess.
Well, if it allows your car to drive itself and be a taxi for you,
A couple hundreds.
couple hundred. Unless for people that want to be skeptical, how many electric cars are there in the world? How many electric cars in the world? 10 million. Yeah.
Shit.
So let's just say half of them become Tesla, download the Tesla software for £100 a month, which we know it's not going to be £100 a month. There you go. That's $1 billion a month.
Yo, Elon used ChatGPT well, fam.
Bro, it's game, set, match. He's got this differently. So yeah, man. That's the game there. I hope Keisha's got bounce, he's bounced. But yeah, man, I thought I'd just chop it up like that. And then there's a little bit of extra sauce from Kathy Woods that she put out there. That's on my, it should be on the Blockchain Sensei Twitter. Let me just go check it. And I'll put it in the chat before we go to questions.
So Dan was right, yeah. Tesla in the next 10 years is looking juicy.
Yo, Tesla in the next 10 years is looking disgusting. Like, actually disgusting. And you know why it's mad? Because people are still looking at it as a car company. Ain't nobody looking at it as a software company. And isn't nobody... When have you heard anyone talking about Tesla selling their self-driving data to other companies?
Nobody, yeah, no, they're not chatting about that.
Nope. When is anyone talking about the fact that they've made profit as a car company in an area where no one else is making profit?
Nobody.
Nobody's increasing their revenue in this space. And they are. But yet people are like, oh, that's a dead company. Bruv. Stop looking at the price. Start looking at the facts. But yeah, let me just quickly share my Twitter. In your own time, all of my Twitter at the moment is very, very cryptic for a reason. Down to my Twitter profile picture, which I recently changed.
Jeez.
But do your own research. Here we go. Here's the ARC report on it. Let me just pop this open. I'll just glance through it and then I'll put it in the chat. So ARC did a whole extra report on Tesla. People trying to read it? Nope. People trying to slag off the company? Yep. People trying to slag off Kathy? Yep. Without even looking at the reasons why they're saying what they're saying. So they're expecting by 2027 for Tesla to sold 20 million cars. Currently, they're on 1.3. Worst case scenario, 10.3 million cars at $34,000 and reducing the car price to $26,000. Yo, in a global recession, when people can't afford houses because commercial real estate's gone, people can't afford residential houses anymore, and they can't make rental money off residential houses anymore like they used to because all these commercial buildings have been turned into flats, but they can make a passive income from a Tesla car when it's just driving around on its own and it's 25 bags. Are people going to buy one?
Yeah.
Teslas are going to become like property. It's going to be for the elite few that can get their hands on one. People are going to buy them in fleets and have them and be like Tesla estate moguls. That's what's going to happen.
Start
So
up
you can see here.
Start up your own little taxi company.
Yeah, easy. What's your maintenance cost of a self-driving taxi?
I don't know.
Have you got to go to the garage, or is the car going to the garage itself?
Oh, yeah, the car goes on its own, I guess.
Yep.
Mad.
Yeah, people just have no idea, bro. No idea. So for me, Tesla isn't even a solid buy. For me, Tesla, Nvidia, and Google are three companies that are in the lead in this AI space because they've been in it before anyone else. And AI isn't even disruptive. It just creates an unfair advantage. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto with the cheat codes on. That's what it is. Like, you just can't compete. Like, how now that I've shown you what I showed you on with Nvidia, what's possible on Unreal 5, how is Intel meant to compete?
Then
Who is Intel now, bro? They're dead, they're finished.
yeah,
Intel needs to come out with some next thing, bro. But if you're gonna look at Intel's revenue and how they've been doing, it's a sad day. It's a sad day for Intel.
so you go straight, like you just Google like investor reports, like company name investor reports. You don't use like Yahoo Finance.
Nah, I use Yahoo Finance for a quick little like monthly glance. So when I'm checking them on the monthly, that's where I'll go.
Yeah.
When the earnings report comes out, anything that's in my portfolio,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going. I'm going to read the reports on the things in my portfolio. If I'm putting money into a company that I'm expecting it to make me a millionaire, even if I don't if I don't understand the words, I'm gonna read the 20 pages that the CEO and the company put together.
Yeah.
How are you expecting to become a millionaire off a company, but you're not trying to read 20 pages of a report that they put out to tell you how they're doing?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you trying to tell me? Yeah, I'm investing in this for the long term. All right, cool. When was the last report that you read that they put out? Oh, I've never read any. But yeah, you're gonna magically become successful and rich. Yeah, you're gonna magically be Warren Buffett. You're gonna be like them, man.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, innit? People don't put the same respect on the game, like as if they were investing in it properly. For some unknown reason, people treat investing in companies way more slack than if their boys came to them with a company and they invested in their boys' company.
Yeah.
They're going to be gunning them. They're going to be grilling them. They're going to be shouting at them. They're going to be cussing them, going, yo, why did you spend the money on this? Why did you do that?
Yeah, I guess investing is a full-time job then. Shit.
Of course it is. Bro, if it's going to make you financially free and it's going to make you a millionaire and a billionaire, and that's what you're trying to do, then you got to treat it with the respect, innit?
Yeah.
It's not like just a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna cruise on by and yo, it's just gonna put the peas in and just man, let it ride.
Yeah.
Like nah, dog. It's not that. There's a reason why it's a 1% club. So the way you want to look at it really is go, all right, cool. In this investing thing, what's the one thing people ain't really trying to do?
Read.
Whatever that one thing is that people ain't really trying to do,
Yeah.
that's what you need to do.
Shit then.
I mean,
Yeah.
because to be honest, bro, AMD might have some source that I don't know about. I ain't read that report.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not in my portfolio, so that's why. So from the numbers side, but yeah, more time. Let me just wrap up by taking some two quick questions. Yo, Samuel, I'm gonna unmute you first. What's good? Try to unmute him.
Oh yeah, sure. So no, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about the whole thing about Tesla because it's an amazing thing. Obviously, I couldn't understand why the share price was just getting smashed. The earnings report came out and then it just. And I was looking at it today. I think it's gone down 1.62% today as well.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, 1.53. Ignore me. But it's one of those things where I think I spoke to you before about it. Is now the time to buy? But £162 a share. You're looking at what to buy to get a decent return. You still got to put quite a mega amount down for it to work worthwhile in the long run. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's based on what I think you might have missed what I said at the start of today's episode. I was saying that the fundamental problem that I see with what happens in the space is people focus on the price and not the performance of the company too much. People analyze, the price is at this right now and it should be at this and da. Forgetting the fundamental principle of investing is to get a bargain on something and to get something undervalued that is going to perform better tomorrow than it is today. And if its track record is that it's performing better this year than it was last year, and it's performing better than its competitors in the space, if the price is down, the price is irrelevant.
Right.
Do you get what I mean? Like right now, we've just seen Tesla's energy storage is up 150%. Tesla's literally ready to roll out their robo taxis. They wouldn't have put that in the earnings report for no reason. That's the first time they've ever done that. Their revenue is up in the car sector when no one else's revenue is up like theirs in what is a global recession. Like what their actual fundamental performance as a company is on fire.
It's on fire. But what's because it's the analysts. You get lots of analysts who basically downgrade Tesla, and I think that's obviously, I think someone said on the call earlier, people don't want us to buy Tesla, but it's quite interesting how many analysts, and I know they're all they're all motivated by different things, but just downgrade Tesla or put it to a hold or and I just think it blows me away. I'm actually blown.
Again, I covered that at the start of the call that like some analysts that I majorly respect are just slating it, and I'm like, have they done the reading? Like, are they actually reading these stats and these numbers? Because I don't think I think they're looking at they keep looking at it as a car company, and I'm like, this the golden key that they keep talking about is this self-driving data, and if they sell. And the fact that they've openly said they're going to sell that data to other car companies, that makes them one of the biggest software players on the planet.
On the planet.
And then if they do the self-driving themselves, that makes them like Uber.
Sure.
And I don't see, like, when you calculate that, and it's not hypothetical that they've got this self-driving data.
They got it.
They got it.
50,
like,
50,
they really got it. It's not a joke. So this is where I'm like, I just can't see how analysts just aren't. And it's not even just that. Even with the energy storage, they're allowing other car companies to take your car to a Tesla energy storage place and charge up your electric car there. And they're increasing the amount of that they've done that by a crazy amount as well. And I'm just like, how are people just not seeing these clear revenue makers and these clear like monsters of money making, and they're just focusing on how it's doing as a car company when how it's doing as a car company is better than any other car company?
But I think that's its problem. It's there is that people just see it as a car company where they're more, like you said, they're multifaceted. Their energy, their software, and they're also a car company. So they're almost like three companies combined into one.
Yep. And I think with the full self-driving thing, it's not even that they're going to make money on the robo-taxi thing. The actual real bag there is in the commercial deals.
Sure.
That's where the real bag is the... So that's my nan in the background. I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard her. Like, the real bag is them selling that self-driving data to DHL, to UPS,
Sure.
getting them delivery contracts with Amazon. That's a different flex.
One thing that maybe would be good to hear your view. Why did they enter into a price war? Because they didn't need to at this point. So what's your view on dropping the prices? Where do you think? What's the driver behind that?
To kill competition.
Right.
It's the final nail in the. It's the rugby kick to the head.
Right.
Because when they drop this new model car, which they've said they're going to do, and if that's self-driving and you can get it for less than 20K, so I can just be at home and it's out there making me money for less than 20K, why am I buying a Merc?
Yeah.
The car's already faster than the Merc. Almost, it's always faster than most Ferraris. It's more luxurious than the most luxurious cars. And now it's going to be cheaper to run than any car. And now it's going to be actually cheaper to buy than any car.
So that's why your comment makes sense about I need to go to the local Tesla dealership and be on their order book.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Because you're not going to be able to get them. I'm telling you. You're not going to be able to.
Wow.
This is going to be an elite move. Like only elite money is going to be able to get these. We're going to be able to get in them. The sentence by Charles Schwab was, you'll be happy in your own nothing. The intention is not for ordinary people to own Teslas.
Mad.
The intention is for us to use them and to be in them, but we ain't going to be able to own them.
So I'm saying finance a Tesla now, yeah?
Yo, I already told my missus that's the first thing I'm doing next year with the company, with Blockchain Sensei.
Shit, then.
And you know what the worst bit is? Do you know it's actually cheaper on a company to get a Tesla than it is to get a Merc?
Yes, of course it is. I've seen it. They're offering discounts, all sorts of things. A couple of companies.
Crazy.
With like apparently like there's an Uber driver in your mind. Like he got himself a Tesla. Apparently there's some type of deal where like if you get an Uber and you're a Tesla driver, it's cheaper or something like that.
And then you also got the fact that you're not paying petrol.
Yeah.
I think it's 23% discount. My partner gets the Tesla through work.
23% discount.
Crazy. 23%.
Yeah, definitely.
Bro, I might even take up Uber part-time to just get that. That's mad. That's insane.
Mad.
Bro, you think Merc ever doing a 23% discount? You think BM's ever doing that?
I bun them, bro.
You think Audi's ever doing that? Never.
I
Couldn't even dream. Yeah, it's mad.
Make that back real quick then, doing up Robo Taxi.
Yeah, you got me thinking there. Because last year, I told you last year I sold a number of shares, Tesla shares last year, going down. I still got some, but then it's what you put your money into. I think we've had this debate, and it's that long-term strategy. I know it's that long-term thinking, long-term strategy, but that report, I'm going to have a look at the art report in 2027. I missed that. I missed the actual, but that's actually crazy because I know even Cathie Woods, they invested in how many extra Tesla shares last week, I think it was, because I get the annual updates where they just show what shares they're purchasing. Always been banging on about Nvidia as well. Nvidia for her is and then Tesla are like the two golden gems.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Them and Google are the assets that people just have no idea how to comprehend what they're doing. And I think it's because people don't understand AI. So they don't understand like what the advantage that these companies have, that it's just not even fair. It's like a UFC fighter fighting a baby. Like it's just not fair. It shouldn't be allowed. It's disgusting. Like the level of not even a competition is mad.
So So what do you? Because one thing I don't know, it's a bit of a sideway comment, but why did Elon buy Twitter? What was the thinking of buying Twitter to
He's already
complement?
put it out there for AI.
Right.
Yeah,
And then basically it
just to
unifies
feed his
all
AI
of
systems.
Right.
Yeah, and then he's gonna. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. He's gonna decentralize the tweets. He's gonna find a way of taking over Doge or creating his own cryptocurrency, and then he's gonna use Starlink, which is his satellite system where you can get the internet from it, and then you'll never be able to take down Twitter because it'll be on a actual, like, the amount of satellites this guy's actually got in space is mad, like crazy. So that, and then the tweets will be decentralized, and then you'll be able to back test and see if someone said something, and then he'll KYC your ID to your Twitter, which will mean that bots won't exist anymore on Twitter, which will make everyone actually trust Twitter more than they trust any other social media platform.
Right. So right. So at some point,
then the ultimate gem on the icing on the cake is if he turns the Tesla cars into nodes for the decentralized version of Twitter.
Mad.
So this guy's just got it on lock. The next 7 to 10 years is just going to be a different.
Oh, he's got this. He's so many moves ahead. It's crazy. He's just letting people think that they're catching up. It's the same with Google. They're just letting people think that they're ahead of them with AI. They're nowhere near where they are. Nowhere near. Like ChatGPT is good, but what Google's sitting on is redonkulous. Like redonkulous. Like, yes, OpenAI got those data sets, but where did they get most of those data sets from? How did they even find out what data sets they needed to get from Google?
So you're just waiting for them just to explode, and that would be it.
Yeah, Google's AI. I think what it is with Google's AI, it's too powerful, and people are too intimidated by it. And this, I don't know if you saw the Code Red trailer, the on record trailer. They've been working on something called NERF and neural radiance fields for about 4 years, which creates this hyper realistic graphic processing. And I think same with that. And when they came out with their their voice bot call centers in 2018, it's too powerful. People are intimidated by it too much. People don't like it because what they're capable of, people just aren't comfortable with.
Yeah. But even Musk himself said that in his, I think he was on, who interviewed him? Who's the podcaster? World famous podcaster. Joe Rogan. Yeah, he was on there. He just said that even he was afraid of AI.
Yeah,
Musk himself.
But that's who they're afraid of it from. Google's AI. That no one's afraid of OpenAI. OpenAI was created to combat what Google are doing.
Right.
Because all of YouTube, all of Gmail, all of Google Drive, every Android phone on the planet is to feed Google's AI.
Oh, that's a bit mad.
Right. Of course.
And we've all consented to it ages ago.
Of course we did. I was blown away simply when they did the whole Google Earth imaging. I was like, flipping out these guys, because they got access to everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
What don't they?
Saying? And secretly, the founders of Google ain't nowhere to be seen. Has anyone ever clocked that? They just disappeared.
Where are they?
Where's Sergey? Where's Larry? Where they gone? They've been disappeared for a hot minute.
Oh, what, did they get disappeared or did they disappear?
Nah, they chose to disappear because they know what they're sitting on. And also, people misvaluate how much Google's actually worth. Google's on the stock market twice as $1 trillion company. Twice.
That's a flex right there, man.
This is the thing, isn't it? People always like miss that little fact that technically Google technically is the most valuable company on the planet.
Yeah, and they own YouTube. Let's not forget. I forgot that.
Yeah, well, it's not just YouTube. They own Bear.
Android, YouTube.
The fact that they own Android is silly, and nobody ever clocks that. Nobody ever remembers. Oh yeah, Apple's biggest competitor is who? Oh yeah, Google, Android. They're not in one type of. Apple is only in one type of hardware phone. Android is everything outside of Apple, which is the majority of the world, because the majority of the world can't afford iPhones.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get an Android phone for like £40.
Yeah.
Probably.
If you go to Indonesia, you go to Africa, you go to Jamaica, most people don't have iPhones.
Yeah, they have Androids.
If you go to India, what do most people have? Androids.
Nah, Bardi's doing bits then. Bard's out here speaking Hindi, also.
Yeah, that's the bit where what people don't understand is the world changes when communication changes. When the postal service existed and people could float around the world and ship letters to each other, the world changed because they could communicate what they saw in the Caribbean or India back to England, back to Amsterdam, whatever. Then when the telephone line came out, changed again because time and space got condensed. Then again, when internet and email came out, time and space got condensed. But the one thing that's never happened is the ability for all humans to be able to talk to each other, regardless of language.
Instant translation. Fuck yeah.
And then if you combine that with instant translation and instant coding, where, because that's the biggest barrier, that's the biggest power advantage that the Western world has got, is that all code's written in English. The moment that it doesn't matter what language you're coding in, you're just speaking your language, telling it what you want it to do. The exponential jump in development is, and guess who's got all that tech and all that power?
Yeah, exactly.
Google.
Okay.
Ooh,
I think
Yeah,
I need
man,
to
I'm gonna come for that Google earnings report. I'm dissecting it at the moment.
need that one. We need another mic drop mic moment, fam.
Yeah. 100. But yeah, let me hear from Crypto Boss. What you saying, boss?
Great session. I have no questions. You know, my mind is already blown. The thing that I gave Google all access to I never read those fine prints, bro.
Trust me, no one.
Bro,
I never read.
nobody
I just
did.
accepted, guy. I don't even know what I accepted, but I accepted.
Bro, nobody accepted them, fam. No, nobody read them.
Listen, you got me thinking. Yeah, I'm going back to the days of a CB radio, guys. You guys are gonna get me on channel 53 or something. I'm done.
Tune in to Crypto Boss 107.2. Yeah, man.
Great session
this
as
is what I
usual,
say to
bro.
people, like the battle of trying to have, you know, when people are always on this privacy thing and oh, crypto, I want to be private and la la la. I'm like, bro, if you got an iPhone, you got no privacy. You got an Android, you got no privacy. You got Gmail, you got no privacy. Like, if you got any of those three things, your privacy don't exist.
Peak.
And it never did. And especially if you had Twitter, it definitely didn't exist. So, and 99.9% of people complaining about privacy and wanting to use blockchain for privacy have got one of those things. So it's already gone. They've already got everything. You're already in their little database. The only way is if you were just born and then didn't have any connection to the internet from the moment you was born.
Shout out to all the people in the bush.
Yeah. But the moment you use Google search or create a Google account, that's it, you're in.
Mad.
But that's the deep thing when you actually deep it. How hard is it to not use Google?
Yeah, when you know about it and you start using it, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, don't use YouTube, don't use Google, don't use Gmail, don't use Drive, don't use an Android, don't message anyone that's got an Android.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Nah, you might just need a brick phone, and then even with that, it's like,
yeah, it's peak. You're still gonna end up messaging someone that's got an Android.
yeah. Golly.
Yeah, bro, it's game set match from these guys. It's game set match. But yeah, Debem, I'm gonna let you ask a question before we wrap up.
Yeah, no, yeah, nice. Like Crypto Boss said, blow my mind, man, with the whole Tesla, because I've got a lot, I've got stocks in them. I
Mhm.
was gonna ask like, how low do you think, like, when do you what price do you reckon Tesla will hit the bottom? Do you reckon it'll go back to 100? Because I don't think it will go down to 100. Maybe I was thinking like 150.
Let me look at it right now. Do a little TA for you. Right. So, what am I seeing? I'm
Or daily
seeing
chart, yeah.
once it goes past 180, smoke.
Smoke, yeah. I'm looking at it now, yeah. It looks like it's
Yeah.
oh yeah, what you were teaching me. It looks like
Getting
it's gonna go
murked
down.
right now.
It's
Oh
getting
shit! I
murked,
got a
yeah.
short on this. I didn't even realize I had a short position on
I've
this.
got a short as well.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Oh,
I got a short on it down to 146.
Yeah, I've put a short on it right now. I've got a short on it. Like, it's a swing trade though. It's a swing trade. Literally.
Same.
I'm not like scalping. It's a swing trade. It's one of the ones you've got to be patient. I'm just waiting. Patiently.
I'm seeing this. Where's the 2020 price? So most things, the lowest down I'm expecting them to get to is this area here, this 2020 price. This 2020.
Oh, what price that one?
So that's $63 is the lowest I'd expect it to go to.
Really?
This thing goes to $63. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. And do you know what the worst bit is? Nobody would touch it at $63. You know?
I would.
If it goes to $63, I'm buying like 2-3 shares off rip.
And you know what it is? It's because people wouldn't touch it because they've not looked at this earnings report. They've not looked at what we've just looked at. So they don't deep it. Do you get what I mean? It's when you're not checking in and you're not looking, you don't deep what's actually in front of you. You're just busy looking at the price being down. You're like, oh, it's bad.
But looking at this, looking at what you showed me in that chart, yeah, is it look like it's got room for more downside, like to 146? You see,
this moving average sitting on top of its head like that is not good for it. That just means it's gonna get pummeled. Oh yeah, I'm expecting it to get between 163.
Oh, really? You think
between this area here? This is my major accumulation zone. Like I'm gonna be dollar cost averaging into it from now heavily. But
same, I've been DCAing.
Yeah. But if I can get into that area, that's where some of my savings and some of my cash is gonna have to go into it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking same.
That would be
over what period do you reckon it will drop? For the next month, 6 weeks, 2 months?
Whenever whenever they actually declare this recession, even though they're however many.
I was gonna drop again. Like when they declare a recession. These man, like I feel like we've been in a recession since I was born, bro. It's 85. like that every year, every other year is recession. Like these man are mad, bro.
Nah, they're just waiting. I with the powers that be, technically they shouldn't announce it until King Charles has been crowned. Once he's been crowned, then they'll probably announce it. That's the way it should roll.
Yeah.
But that's not until July. So that's why I'm like,
So as soon as they announce Chucky's king, like that's it. It's peak.
Yeah. Then it's a flop.
It's apparently he's supposed to bring in a mad era as well. Like the past Charleses that have been crowned, like madness. So,
every Charles that there's been a madness.
So this one here, he even before he was king was on a mad thing. So let's see what I'm going for.
It's a bit peak for man.
Those are my views, not the views of Blockchain Sensei, by the way. But yeah, man, that's a bit mad.
I wish him the best of luck. He needs an advisor like me.
Nah, if you go in with them, you might end up getting get outed, bro.
Yeah, it's true.
teaspoon than that. It might be mad.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, bro. It's not even the way that the world is right now. It's not even a get out, it's a get in. That's what they need.
yeah,
They need to get into the game because these men have no idea. The real king and the real king of the world right now, Sergey Bin and Larry Page, Jensen Huang from Nvidia, and Tim Cook from Apple. They're the real dogs running this world right now. Bro, what can China say to Larry Page and Sergey Bin right now? What can they say?
I know, bro.
You want beef with their Android phones? Do you want it? Does China really want beef with Android?
No, not technically no, because of Huawei,
Yeah,
all those, yeah, they're all on Android basically.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. The way that they've got themselves positioned is mad.
Jeez.
It's peak, bro.
They're saying Bard was doing bits before, like, so like Elon's little open AI was like,
It's the toy compared to what these men are playing with.
so Elon had Bard he must have touched Bard at some point, no?
Yeah, I think he touched Bard, and that's what inspired him to get fucking Sam Altman and these man to hurry up with ChatGPT. Because he was like, yo, we're so far behind these man.
No, then that's crazy, because if he built the current Tesla around what ChatGPT might have advised him, yeah, like you're saying, Google must let me not even try it, because my brain is seeing Klingons and
bro, Google are
right now.
so far ahead. It's actually, bro, let me